Two pontoon boats sitting on the same dealer lot were built in the same building by the same crew under the exact same warranty. One of them costs about $36,000 more than the other. That is not a forum rumor. That is Lebanon, Missouri, where Tracker and Regency come off lines that sit side by side under one roof. The Pontoon is the best-selling powerboat in America. Per the National Marine Manufacturers Association's own powerboat sales trends report, pontoons took more than a third of the entire outboard market in 2024, and the wall of badges you are choosing from is a lot shorter than it looks. Now keep one thing in the back of your mind, because it changes the ending of this video. Two of the biggest names on that wall are still owned by families instead of holding companies. One of them has been building boats in the same Indiana town since 1903. Whether that independence actually saves you a single dollar is the last thing I am going to tell you, and the answer is not the one you want. By the end of this video, you will know exactly who owns every major pontoon badge, which plants build 3 brands under one roof, the 4 specs that decide whether a pontoon lasts 20 years, and what the badge premium is genuinely worth. Because the $30,000 number in the title is real, and it is also being used to sell you something. I am going to show you both halves of that. But first, look at the boat on your own trailer for a second. Here is the pain. A pontoon deck rots from underneath, at the bolt holes where you cannot see it. You find out the day your foot goes soft by the gate. By then the fence, the furniture, and the flooring all come off. $5,000 on a boat that looked perfect. The bilge files is how you catch that at the dock instead. Inspection checklist, hull and build quality rankings, 4 more guides. $47 one time, hullhonest.com. Nobody pays this channel to point at a brand. Link below. Now, back to that wall of badges. Part 1. The wall. Walk a boat show in February and the pontoon aisle looks like abundance. 20 banners, 20 logos, 20 salesmen who all tell you their tubes are different. You compare a Bennington against a Godfrey. You compare a Harris against a Lowe. You compare a Tracker against a Regency and feel good about doing your homework. That feeling of choice is the product. That feeling is the trick, because in almost every one of those comparisons, you are asking 2 employees of the same company to argue with each other. And it goes further than the hulls. Look at the back of those boats. Mercury outboards hang off pontoons from companies that compete directly with Mercury's owner. The engine is often the one honest badge in the whole aisle, because it is the only one nobody bothered to disguise. So let me hand you the paperwork. Part 2. The ownership map. I am going to be straight with you, because the sharp guys in the comments always are. The title says 6 brands in the same factory. Scoped honestly, that is true inside each parent company and false across the whole industry. Bennington and Tracker are not built in one building. They are built by rival corporations in different states. What is true, and what actually costs you money, is that inside each of these companies the cheap badge and the luxury badge share a roof. So here are the owners. Polaris, on July 2nd, 2018, Polaris closed its purchase of boat holdings. All cash, a net present value of roughly $805 million. Adjusted for about $100 million in tax benefits, call it $705 million. That one check bought Bennington, Godfrey, Sweetwater, Aqua Patio, Sampan, Hurricane, and Rinker. In 2020, Polaris shut the Syracuse, Indiana plant and folded what was left into Elkhart. Watch what happened to that investment. Polaris Marine sales ran $989 million in 2022. By 2024, they were $480 million. That is a company that paid $700 million for a boom and got handed a bust. Brunswick, that is Harris, Lowe, Cypress K, Crestliner, Lund, Princecraft, and Thunderjet. Brunswick also owns Mercury Marine. Hold that thought, because the engine on the back of a competitor's pontoon is very often built by Brunswick too. White River Marine Group, Johnny Morris, Bass Pro Shops, that is Tracker, Regency, Tahoe, Tracker, Nitro, Ranger, Mako, Triton, and Ascend. Forest River Marine, Berkshire, South Bay, and Trifecta. Forest River has been a Berkshire Hathaway subsidiary since August of 2005. Warren Buffett owns your pontoon. Winnebago. On August 31st, 2021, the motorhome company closed its purchase of Barletta for $255 million in cash and stock, with up to $50 million more in earnouts. Now let me kill a myth this audience repeats constantly. People say Crest is a Brunswick brand. It is not. Mastercraft bought Crest in 2018, and it is still built in Owasso, Michigan. Same story with Manitou. That was BRP, the Ski-Doo people, and on July 8th of 2025, BRP agreed to sell Manitou to the Marcotte family, who own Bentley. If you have been avoiding a brand because of who you thought owned it, you have been avoiding the wrong brand. And that ownership map is only the paperwork. The receipts are in the buildings. Part 3. The Factory Receipts. Lebanon, Missouri is a town of about 15,000 people that builds a stunning share of America's pontoons. White River's plant there builds Sun Tracker, Regency and Tahoe. A dealer who walked that floor described the premium boats being built side by side with the Sun Trackers, in the same building by the same people. And here's the part that trips up half the internet. Brunswick runs a Lowe plant in Lebanon, Missouri as well. 2 different corporations, 2 different plants, 1 small Missouri town. If somebody tells you Lowe and Sun Tracker come off the same line, they have merged 2 facilities that are not the same. Then there is Elkhart County, Indiana. Bennington and Godfrey build in Elkhart. Barletta builds in Bristol. Berkshire, South Bay and Trifecta build in Middlebury. Sylvan and Starcraft build in New Paris. That is 5 parent companies inside about 30 miles of each other, sharing the same labor pool, the same suppliers, and the same freight lanes. And this is not a niche corner of the industry. Estimates put new pontoon sales somewhere around 52 to 55,000 units in 2024, down roughly 10 to 13% on the year. Tens of thousands of families a year are shopping a wall that 4 or 5 companies control. The cleanest receipt of all is Forest River. Berkshire, South Bay, and Trifecta all ride on the same Forest River marine-engineered chassis and the same V-Light decking. The 3 brands differ from the deck up. Fence, furniture, trim, badge, that is the whole difference. Which brings us straight into the objection you are already forming. Part 4. The objection. You are thinking, same factory does not have to mean the same boat. Ford and Lincoln share plants and they are not the same truck. And you would be completely right. So let me argue your side better than a salesman would. Bennington's performance ladder is real engineering, not a sticker. The SPS package moves you to 3 25-inch tubes with lifting strakes and performance foils. SPS Plus adds 0.100-inch aluminum throughout, a composite transom, extra bracing, and tighter weld spacing to survive 250 horsepower and up. The top elliptical tubes go to 0.125-inch with internal stringers and bulkheads. Nobody gives that away with a paint change. Same thing inside White River. That dealer who toured Lebanon was blunt about it. The Regency logs are larger, and the aluminum is heavier, the fencing is heavier, the furniture is nicer, and the consoles are fiberglass instead of poly. His line was that they want them to be different. So, the objection holds. More money does buy more boat, but watch what it does not buy, because this is where the money leaks. Part 5. Read past the badge. The decoy spec is tube diameter. It is the number printed biggest, it is the first thing the salesman says, and on its own it tells you almost nothing. A 27-inch tube in thin aluminum with no internal bracing is a worse structure than a 25-inch tube built properly. 4 specs actually decide whether that boat is sound in 20 years. 1. Tube wall gauge. 0.100 inch is the real structural threshold. Ask for that number in writing. 2. The third log and lifting strakes. That is a handling and horsepower decision, not a longevity decision. Buy it if you tow people. Skip it if you cruise a calm lake. 3. The deck and how it is fastened. This is the one that kills boats. Every fence post, every gate hinge, every seat base is a hole drilled through your deck. Water gets in from the top, sits in the core, and rots the plywood from the inside out. The surface you walk on is the last part to fail. That is why owners get blindsided by it. 4. Warranty, and specifically whether the structural coverage transfers. Now put a Sun Tracker Party Barge 22 DLX next to a Regency 230 LE3, both from that Lebanon plant. Identical beam, 8 feet 6. Identical 3/4 inch pressure-treated plywood deck. Identical NMMA certification. And identical warranty. Both carry the same 10-plus life program, 10 years bow to stern, with the structure and the deck covered for life. The differences are 2 tubes versus 3, 24-inch versus 26, 150 horsepower versus 250, and a poly console versus fiberglass. Read that list again. The premium badge does not buy you a better deck or a better warranty. It buys hull class and finish. I have a piece of 3/4-inch deck ply on my bench right now, cut out from beside a gate post. The top face looks perfect, and the underside crumbles under a thumb around the bolt hole. I tear into this industry exactly like this every week, and the list of things they would rather you never checked does not get any shorter. Part 6. The Verdict Buckets. Bucket 1. Overpriced for what is inside. That is any step up inside a family where the chassis is shared and only the fence and furniture change. Forest River's 3 brands are the textbook case, sharing one chassis and one deck system. Paying a premium there buys railing and upholstery. Bucket 2. Honest value. The Sun Tracker Party Barge 22 DLX is the clearest example on the water. Base pricing has run around $35,995, and Boating Magazine put a tested one with a Mercury 150 at just under $44,000 out the door. Same plant, same deck, same warranty as the boat wearing the luxury badge. Bucket 3. Genuinely worth it. That is the Regency and Bennington performance tier, if you actually load it. Grand Point Marina listed a 2025 Regency 230 LE3 at $79,575. Boating Magazine's tested example came in at $81,995 with a Mercury 250. So the delta between those two boats is about $36,000. And here is my second straight answer of the video. That gap is real, but it is not a badge markup. You are buying a third log, bigger tubes, 100 more horsepower, and fiberglass consoles. The pure badge premium, where the hull underneath is genuinely identical, is a few $1,000s, not 30. I could not pin the exact Forest River model to model spread to a published number, so I am not going to invent one for you. Everything above the middle bucket is refinement, not survival. Drop a comment and tell me what badge is on your boat and what you paid, because I want to see where the real spread sits. Part 7. The Exception. Now that loop from the opening. Smoker Craft in New Paris, Indiana, is still owned by the Schrock and Smoker families, with roots back to 1903. It builds Sylvan, Starcraft and Sunchaser, and Avalon and Tahoe in Alma, Michigan, has been independent and family-owned since 1972. Quick warning on that one. Avalon and Tahoe's Tahoe is a completely different company from Bass Pro's Tahoe. Same word, 2 owners. Here is the honesty beat, and it costs my own story something. Independence does not make a builder a saint, and it does not make the boat cheaper. Smoker Craft runs 3 pontoon badges out of 1 plant, which is structurally the exact thing I just spent 10 minutes describing. And Premier, the independent everybody points to, went through Chapter 11 in 2017 before a family office bought it in 2021. The line that matters is not family versus corporate. It is whether the spec sheet survives contact with a flashlight. Part 8. The Protocol. You need a flashlight, a small mirror, and a rubber mallet. Under $30 total first. Get under the boat and walk both tube tops with the light. Bennington owners have documented cracks forming on the top surfaces of tubes, where water sits and collects. Look at every weld seam. Second, find every bolt penetration through the deck and press hard around it. Soft is rot, and rot spreads from underneath. Third, tap the transom and the motor pod with the mallet. You are listening for a dead thud instead of a sharp knock. Fourth, read the NMMA capacity plate and check it against what the seller told you. Fifth, ask for the tube wall gauge and whether structural coverage transfers to you. Get both in writing or walk, and do this on used boats especially. Per the NMMA, pre-owned sales hit 858,798 units in 2024, 78.3% of all boat transactions. That is where most of you are shopping, and none of those boats come with a factory tour. One more thing about timing. In April of 2024, White River laid off roughly 176 people across Lebanon, Flippin, and Bolivar. In January of 2025, it closed its Miami, Oklahoma plant. Polaris Marine sales fell 37% in 2024 alone. That is a segment with too many boats and not enough buyers, which means the leverage at the table is yours. Part 9. The next time you stand in that pontoon aisle, you are not going to see 20 brands. You are going to see 4 or 5 parent companies, a dozen buildings, and a fence panel. You never overpaid because you were dumb. You overpaid because an entire industry spent decades making sure the badge was the loudest thing in the room and the tube gauge was the quietest. YouTube thinks you are going to like this video, so click it. And if you made it all the way to the end, subscribe. You clearly read the receipts too.